Hey everybody, this is Cameron from Obnoxious and Anonymous, and welcome to a live podcast 2 weeks in the making. This is the episode 8 Watchalong for Twin Peaks 2017, Twin Peaks The Return, Twin Peaks Season 3, whatever we want to call it, I guess. I am joined by Mandy, who was supposed to do it with me the Tuesday after it aired, when we got that horrible news that the live streaming on the main channel was no longer working. It's still not working. That's why we're doing this on another channel. This video will then be downloaded and re-uploaded to the main channel. And I'm alternating between doing them live this way and recording them on Skype until the live feed is back up on the main channel, which I've been told by YouTube may be days, weeks, or months, depending whenever they get around to it. Of course, that would be completely different if I had like 1 million subscribers. There's people with 5 million subscribers where something like this happens to them and they get this thing fixed within an hour or two. But not me. So, hey, I would love it if you guys kept subscribing to the main channel. I'm at, I think, 2,300 views or 2,300 subscriptions. I mean, somewhere around there. Obviously, if I can get that to 3,000, that looks better. So anyway, thank you everybody for your support and your kind words. It's been truly amazing the last 2 weeks, and keep writing to YouTube, tweeting to them, letting them know that you'd like to see the main channel back up live. But Mandy, it's great to see you again.
Yeah, it's good to be here.
I felt so terrible contacting you that night and letting you know what happened. I can only imagine what your face was when you saw that first video of me looking so sad and depressed.
That's exactly it. It was sad. I was looking forward to it. These have, this is our new kind of ritual, watching these videos, doing these videos, and then all of a sudden you were gone. So yeah, it was unfortunate, but you found a way and you've persevered, and good for you. And we're gonna just keep going strong somehow.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to figure out ways to get the videos out as quick as possible, because that's what was so great about the live streaming, was that not only did it bring in everybody together, the whole community, we could talk live, and that was fantastic. But when you were done recording, they were uploaded to the channel within 10-12 minutes, and so they were available for everybody to watch right away. Now with the exporting and downloading and re-uploading, it can be more time consuming. So that's one of the things I liked about the live streaming, was that it wasn't as time consuming. It also meant that if I flubbed a line, which happens often because my brain goes faster than my mouth, I couldn't go back and edit and redo stuff. So anyway, I wanted to do this watch along live, even though the last time I did a video on this channel, on this new channel, and download it and re-upload it, I had to change the compression rate because it knocked our audio out of sync, and I really didn't like that. So I'm going to experiment again with this one to see if maybe that was a one-time fluke, or if that is something I'm going to have to deal with on a regular basis. So yeah, this episode got a light. It's definitely an episode where they knew that by taking a 2-week break after it, people would be talking about it constantly. And I'm sure, as you've seen, there has been so much chatter about this episode, so much so that I was thinking, God, are we too late in doing this? Because so many theories, so many ideas have already been thrown out, that I feel like anything we say tonight will just be like a rerun for a lot of people, which is kind of a bummer. But at the same time, I think it's important to still do it. I don't want to leave a gaping hole in the watch-alongs. And you know, I think this is an episode more to feel and experience than it is to, while you can analyze it and there are a lot of things to talk about, it's more about an emotional feeling than just straight up analytical discussion. So in a way, it's the idea of just watching the episode with you, with the people who are in the chat now. I think it's important for us to still go through this journey together and not just as isolationists watching it alone in our house.
Yeah, I agree. I've been watching a few videos and, you know, was going to take some notes as to good points that other people had made and interesting theories and stuff. And, but it's, every single episode here is still very personal. You always take something personal away from it, and nobody's theories are correct about anything. So compiling a list of, you know, what happened to Bob and where he is, or Laura, or anything like that, it doesn't matter, because none of us have any idea. And that's what I felt really good about it with this one. Is like, I don't care what anybody says, we have no idea what's going to happen.
Right. And you can come up with all types of theories about this episode, but you know, the next episode or 3 episodes from now, it may negate everything that people say, or it could confirm what people are saying. I mean, there are so many ways to interpret what we see that I think it's best to just take it all in, and then maybe 10 episodes later we'll be able to put it in proper context.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or maybe Mark Frost's upcoming book will help put it in proper context as well. Because we don't know if these events are going to play a role later in this series, or whether we're supposed to just look at this as an isolated episode and kind of infer like, oh, maybe this is what happened to Leland when he was a young boy, and we kind of put 2 and 2 together. I mean, we don't know. I mean, we don't know if we're going to hear more about this little girl that this frog moth climbed its way into her mouth. I mean, we don't know.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. I think it's a really good episode, and I just wanted to get this done before episode 9 came out. And you know, I didn't want to do this episode with the knowledge of episode 9. I wanted to do it while we still don't know anything about what's coming up next.
Exactly.
So, all right. Well, are you about ready?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm watching this on the Showtime site. Have it streamed ready. Obviously, you guys know there's that 1-minute commercial or ad before the episode starts. So just so you guys know, if you're watching along, if you want to be synced up, that's the best way to do it, at least on my end. So, all right, I'm going to start this in 10 seconds here. We have 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hit play. And let's begin episode 8, part 8 of Twin Peaks 2017. So when you first saw this episode, how did you feel at the end of it?
So many things.
Yeah.
To me, it played like it. Tell me when you get to Rancho Rosa. Are you at Rancho Rosa?
Not yet.
Okay. I had a lot of feelings that I'll talk about during the atomic bomb scene, because it goes on for 13 minutes.
All right, so it says Showtime presents, and then we're gonna get to the Rancho Rosa, which of course is in black and white.
Yeah, that's always been exciting too, just seeing what colors they're gonna do every time. Yeah, I mean, initially I loved 3/4 of it. 1/4 I was not too impressed, but the more you watch it, again with all of these, the more you just fall in love with it again. So I see it just as it's like an interlude. It was a break in between acts. That's because it's so completely far off base from everything we've done so far. So I just saw it as a very interesting interlude piece that I have no idea where it fits.
Well, it's definitely one of those episodes where it feels like, the plot stops, and then we get some back information to move forward.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, even if these events don't come back to play in this new series, there's a reason why we got this download of information in this episode at this point in the series.
Yeah. Yeah, it was an interesting way to give us little nuggets of certain backstories and information. We're just not sure how it's all going to work out. Mostly the kid stuff that really confused me until we know who they are. So
exactly. So the episode begins with a doppelganger, Bob and Ray driving, and of course, before this episode began, everyone was saying to me, how long do you think Ray has before he buys it? Is he going to be dead before this episode airs? And I was like, no, he can't be, because we have to see the doppelganger extract the information that Ray has. But I mean, talk about Frost and Lynch knowing exactly what the audience thinks is going to happen. And what they gave us, I'm telling you, not one person expected it to go this way.
Not at all. No, it's crazy.
So the doppelganger realizes that there's 3 tracking devices on them. So I guess, the warden was, tracking them. Either that, or some people think that Ray could be a like a government agent planted.
I like that theory, actually, considering what's happened. And someone else was talking, I think, on your other show about the pin missing from Cooper's gun,
right.
Which, I mean, sorry, I got distracted. Kyle MacLachlan, I can't take my eyes off him. He's just so, when you watch that Facebook Live video, he's just so charming and fluffy and cute. And then he's Cooper, and he's absolutely terrifying. Just the way he moves so robotically.
Yeah, you can definitely tell that as a human being, he's one person, and then when he's acting, he's somebody else.
Yeah, he's very good. He's so good in this.
As I was saying to someone earlier today, I think in a way, this is as much a love letter to Kyle MacLachlan as anything else in this series. I think Lynch and Frost wanted to give him, as far as we know right now, this is the role of his career.
Absolutely. Yeah. And
instead of balking at it, or saying, I don't know if I want to be Agent Cooper again, you can completely tell as a viewer that Kyle MacLachlan just threw himself in 150%.
Yeah.
There isn't that hesitantness behind the eyes like you saw in Fire Walk with Me.
And really, when you do watch him in Fire Walk with Me, some of the scenes, it's like, who is this person? Because he's very different in that. Just the body language and the energy he's not producing is very telling that he was not interested in being there.
I think what is in the movie is fine, is serviceable, but I think that you could just tell that he'd rather be doing something else.
Yeah, for sure.
But you don't get any of that, obviously, with this new series. I like when the car makes these turns and everything starts slowing down. The soundtrack starts slowing down, and that's something that happens a lot in this episode, and a lot around people from the lodges. Other viewpoints are distorted. Sometimes, like in the case of Sam and Tracy, they see the experiment model in the box moving at fast pace, and then sometimes from the Lodge's point of view, everybody's in slow motion.
Yeah.
It just all depends on how you're looking. So in a way, it's like when you think about Bob killing Madeline, everything was slowed down, obviously for effect.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe from Madeline's point of view, this whole thing happened pretty fast.
Yeah. Yeah. And I love the scene later with the people in the car when that happens. I think it's amazing.
Right. So here comes the moment where the whole audience is thinking, Ray's dead.
Yeah.
And it's, this is a typical moment you see in any modern film noir like Red Rock West or something like that, where
I love that movie.
where you're like, okay, here it comes. And it's like, really, Lynch?
Yeah.
Really? This is like so basic, and this is how we're gonna off Ray.
Too easy.
It's way too easy. And then of course, the rug gets pulled out from everybody, and it's not all what happened.
It's one of the most terrifying scenes that he has ever done.
You think so?
Mostly oh my gosh, I was terrified. I was literally had my pillow and was like this. It was the music. The music just killed me.
Yeah, someone told me it's like it's a Beethoven music, I think. It's slowed down to like 5 times slowed down.
Yeah.
Now, of course, the doppelganger gets shot right where Cooper got shot in the vest back in the original series. And here they come.
Then that light flashes and everything's going to go badly after that.
Well, let me ask you something. Why isn't Ray just getting the hell out of there? Why is he just standing there while they're doing this ring around the rosy kind of thing around the body? I would have been so out of there. So fast. And the way they are they trying to resuscitate him? Or it's like they're like clawing and scratching him, and are they trying to extract Bob? Is that what it is?
I hope that that's not what it is. But what's interesting too is that when the shot's gone now, but Cooper disappears. There's just a big pile of dirt, and they're working, and then he kind of reappears there. And now of course they're smearing blood all over him. But I don't like the idea that they're extracting Bob. That to me doesn't make sense, because they're one now. This whole journey that we're going on is because Bob is in Cooper. And if they were going to actually extract him, I think they would have held up this disgusting birth Bob baby that is going to happen in a second. So I don't know.
Well, this is the doppelganger, and then Bob hitched a ride out with him. So it is two different things. But in the last episode or a couple episodes ago, he asked if Bob was still with him. So maybe this is Bob no longer with him.
Do you think that what we're seeing now with this bubble coming out, do you think that's them removing him?
That's what it seems like. And I'm curious to see what's going to happen, because later on, this is so creepy. Oh my Lord.
It is the worst.
I think that's one of the scariest images ever. And Ray, I don't know why you're still sitting there. I would have been already 50 miles down the road.
Oh.
But he seems to have a feeling that this is something normal that he was expecting in a way, even though he's terrified, because he says, I'll be ready for him if he comes looking for me.
Well, yeah, and he's not discussing the fact that he just saw a bunch of ghosts performing some weird ritual.
Right.
He's just like, oh yeah, I'll get him if he comes back. Right. Clearly you've seen something significant here.
Right.
And he's going to come back probably a little bit different.
Right.
So, and again, you've just seen terrifying ghost figures.
Right. They look like the chimney sweepers in Mary Poppins, this is called the step in time CPR scene.
Mary Poppins was scary enough as it is.
Exactly.
I'm just joking.
But Ray does call Philip. Is this the same Philip Jeffries that the doppelganger was talking to?
They do use multiple characters with multiple names,
right.
But there's generally a tie. Well, actually, that's not even true, because Mike and Bobby, there was no tie with them at all. I don't know. I would hope not, because we haven't seen Philip yet, and multiple people have talked about him. So if this is not Philip Jeffries, I'm going to be pretty mad.
Right, we're introduced to two Phillips before we even meet him.
Yeah.
Now,
I saw something in Cooper. It may be the key to what this is all about.
Right. And he was kind of onto it, because when they were in that diner scene earlier in the season, he knew that the doppelganger was needing to do something before, like within 24 hours or whatever it was. He was like, what do you need to do? Where do you need to go? I need to take care of some things.
Yeah.
So here we have this Jimmy Scott lookalike.
I know. I was like, what?
And the Nine Inch Nails are performing.
I laughed out loud when this happened, because obviously we knew that Trent Reznor was going to be in the show.
Right.
And I was like, that's going to be so funny. What are they going to have, Nine Inch Nails at the Roadhouse? That's so stupid. And they have Nine Inch Nails at the Roadhouse.
Yeah.
So.
And we get the full performance. This isn't like some scaled down thing. It's here we go. It's almost like the middle piece of this of the first act here.
Yeah. And people have been saying, like, oh, was something that the song tied in with Bob being extracted, or that the song is significant to the actual scene, because afterwards we see Cooper sit up again.
Right. But again,
I don't know.
I want to know, is that the doppelganger sitting up, or is that Cooper back in the body of the of this of Cooper? And maybe in the next episode we'll see the Rancho Rosa scene of that Cooper disappearing and reappearing in the other body. Maybe we'll get we'll go back in time, get a flashback episode of that. I mean, do you think
that'd be interesting to see if they do I can't even think of the word, like a side by side, like a 24 thing, where
right.
we can see both things happening.
Right.
But I'm not ready to let go of Dougie either. Right. I'm not ready to just see him, fall on the ground. He doesn't do much more than sit still anyway, but I'm not ready to let him go yet.
The song they're singing is called "She's Gone Away." So just so you know. And little tidbit here, I did have it confirmed to me today what my suspicions were, and so this is a fact. Lynch brought in all of these bands in one day in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And he filmed one band, they left. The next band came, he filmed them, they left. All day long, the bands would come and go, and he filmed the performances, and they left. And then in post-production, they decided what episodes or what parts would have what songs.
Okay.
I'm sure that there were a few, like this one, I think was designed to be in this episode, but I think there was just a bunch of other songs that he liked, and just didn't know where they would go just yet. But yes, all these songs, all these bands were filmed in one day in Los Angeles.
That's awesome.
So what a lucky group of
extras.
if they were even there, because a lot of times you don't see the band and the extras in the same shot.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
But if they were there, that's a pretty great concert that you were there for there all day long.
Yeah, exactly. Eric had mentioned the other day about the Chromatic song. It's so good. When it first came out, it was on constant repeat. It's such a great song, and it's so David Lynch, and I love it. And this one, I like this song too. I'm not a huge Nine Inch Nails fan or anything, but I do really like Trent Reznor, and he's very talented.
I was kind of hoping Trent Reznor was going to play a part in this.
I really wanted that too. Yeah. If you're not going to give me Chris Isaac, then give me Trent Reznor. But
as Chet Desmond's brother.
Yeah.
Coming to avenge his brother's disappearance. That'd have been great. I'm trying to figure out how did the Renaults raise enough money to have the Nine Inch Nails play at the Roadhouse?
Well, 15-year-old schoolgirls is how they did that.
Hey now. All right, so he sits up. Okay, so he still has like kind of blackish eyes, but he doesn't look like as mean as the doppelganger. So I don't know. Guess we'll find out soon.
And then that's it.
That's it. And now we're stuck in black and white flashback land for the rest of it. So July 16th, 1945, it says White Sands, New Mexico, 5:29 a.m., basically Mountain Standard Time. It says MWT, but it's Mountain Standard Time, basically. But so if you go by Mountain Standard Time, that means Pacific Time. It was 4:30 in the morning when this bomb goes off.
Of course it was.
And so Penderecki's music is playing here. Somebody got mad at me for mispronouncing the name on another podcast, but it says right here in my subtitles that I was pronouncing it correctly, so I'm sorry. I understand people get very particular about things. But I have to say, for a CGI shot, this is absolutely gorgeous.
It's stunning.
I mean,
I didn't mind this shot. This shot was good. What happens next? I was like, okay, Lynch, I love you, but I don't want to see inside your brain. Not right now. I want to let's keep going. Like you built up so much. There was so much that happened in the last episode, and it was so exciting, and unanimously everybody's like, yes, we've come back to Twin Peaks, it's so great. And then we've got the David Lynch art hour, which
but there's a lot there's a lot that happens in this episode too, without it being explicitly a lot of stuff. I mean, it's basically the birth of the intercourse between the two worlds.
Yes. Yeah, I know, but still.
I mean, maybe the first time you see this, you're like, okay, this is going on a little bit long, but this is what Lynch does. This is what the 18 hours allows him to do, is explore the material.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to, think that this is one of the most experimental hours of television that has ever been on the medium.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, all these little white dots everywhere. It's and then all these like flickers of the film of like different. It's like old, 60s stock.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it really is stunning. He's a beautiful filmmaker. Everything he does is beautiful in its own way, and I'm glad that he had the opportunity to do this. I think just in my initial watch, the first time around, I was frustrated. That's the best word to use.
Well, I think that's.
And then we saw the giant and Laura and the golden ball, and I was like, okay, I forgive you.
I've had some people tell me that's when they were tired of it.
Oh no, I love that Gray Lodge, whatever that is, whatever place that is, whoever the giant or question marks is supposed to be. I love every part of that.
Well, a lot of people are saying that the 7 question marks, that on I guess on the music track, they referred to that music as something about the fireman, and fireman is 7 letters. So I don't know if the giant is the fireman, but there's a lot of amazing looking flames of purple fire around here. This is the kind of like science films I used to watch in 5th grade. It would just show us, about the birth of the universe and the Big Bang Theory. This is Lynch doing what Terrence Malick did in The Tree of Life, which is stop the narrative and show us the creation of the universe. Only this isn't really as far as we know, the creation of the Black Lodge or the White Lodge, but more of this kind of detonation ruptured the fabrics of the universe and allowed, one to come into our reality, or both of them to come into our reality. I mean, we don't even know if where the giant is if that's the White Lodge, if that's another place. I mean, we don't know. I mean, I had some people screaming at me, it's the White Lodge. It's like, we don't know that.
Nope.
I don't think the White Lodge would be black and white, but maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't. We have no idea where.
Yeah.
That is.
Now we have this convenience store, and of course we have this. I love this with all the stuff with the woodsman. I couldn't tell if it was like claymation or if it was because Lynch has done that before as well. And I think we get a little bit of that later in the episode, or at least CGI to look like claymation.
Yeah.
But I just love this kind of like every other frame editing with everybody just moving all around and the smoke coming in. I mean, listen, when you're watching this, if you are a fan of David Lynch, you've seen aspects of this type of photography before in his work. It's just but now we're dealing with the world of Twin Peaks.
Yeah. I love this scene. I love this. I love the stop motion. I just love every part of it. I mean, I almost had a seizure, but I still really enjoyed it up until I was watching it with my friend, and she was just like, she just sat like this for a few minutes because it was so hard to watch. But I loved it. Now there are stairs on the other side of this building, but there doesn't seem to be an upstairs. So is that a thing, or is that just a...
Well, that could be stairs to the roof.
Well, yeah.
Now, while it says convenience store, some people have said that it kind of looks like one of those fake setups that they would set up, before a bomb blast. Excuse me. To test out. Excuse me. Sorry. To see if it would how it would withstand an explosion or not.
Oh, okay.
But what this looks like to me, even though it's White Sands, New Mexico, is Big Ed's gas farm.
Yeah.
But Lynch is a fan of old school type of buildings like this anyway, and so. Sorry, guys, my throat is a little bit getting hoarse. I'm still getting over my cold. Yeah, I love all this stuff. But I thought when we went to black or something right here, I thought now we were going to come back into the modern day. I didn't think we were going to spend the whole rest of the hour doing this.
Yeah.
So here is the experiment, or the experiment model, as is credited in the first episode, and she's obviously spurting out a bunch of things out into our world. Now, are these are the eggs, or are these like
the eggs?
Okay, so the egg that comes out here, this black egg with Bob, are we to assume that becomes the frog moth, or all of these things have frog moths in it?
To me, because I think that all the eggs have frog moths or something in them. That's what it kind of seemed like to me. I don't see it as being Bob, because Bob is its own big black ball that's, it's the same black ball that came out of Cooper's stomach. Or is that the first time? I don't know. I don't know anything.
Well, you don't need to know anything. You just have to look around. But
yeah.
But if it's spurting out Bob as one of these eggs, I'm trying to figure out why it takes, I don't know, is it 5 years later for it to hatch? And then we have this, again, another kind of golden ball thing. There's a lot of gold in this new series.
Hmm.
especially
And
like
purple too, which are both colors are like majestic and royal type, like royalty type of colors. So
right. And the fact that this music is kind of an ode to the victims of Hiroshima, that's quite a statement there, Mr. Lynch.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely purple and um yeah, it's and then we get obviously the purple oceans, which again, much like the atom bomb scene, like this is beautiful CGI.
Hmm.
I mean, it just listen, there was a lot of people that gave Lynch uh some crap earlier in the season about some of the fake looking special effects, which I didn't care about. I thought it looked fine to me.
Yep.
But here's where you can see where they put the money. This and
Yeah.
the atom bomb.
Yeah. And this was exciting because I thought they were going back to the room with Ronette, or American Girl, because
Right.
I want to go back there. I want to go back to the purple room and see what else happens there.
Well, it has to be somewhat close because he did see this ocean from the balcony.
Hmm. Oh yeah.
So, but we are being brought up to this place, if whatever you want to call it at this moment. Um, and this is presumably where Cooper is at the beginning of this series.
Yes.
When the camera
Yeah.
fades up, and the giant's there, and he's like, Agent Cooper, and he's just sitting there in the couch, and he says, you are far away. So obviously Cooper ends up here at some point.
Hmm.
I like the is a future is a past type of thing. I think that scene is going to take place later in this series. I don't think he was sitting here for 25 years and then got I don't know. You know what I mean? Like do you think that scene was in real time, or do you
I
think
don't think it, I
I think
think it was more in real time than anything, because of what happens later on in this episode.
mm,
Um, but I'll talk about that when the golden ball comes in. That's what made me think that it was more of present time. Um,
but this so you're saying that okay. See, I'm thinking
this is the land of no time.
yes, but I'm thinking this is still taking place in the 40s.
And I don't think I agree with that.
Really? So you think
Yeah.
this is
I
modern time, and they're sending Laura? Okay, so what you're saying is when they send this ball with Laura's face in it back, that it's not the creation of Laura, but the rebirth of Laura.
Yep. As soon as I saw that scene, I was like, they're resurrecting her. I jumped out of my chair, was like, they're resurrecting her. He brought her back to life because she has a purpose. And because we've seen that floor, and that's where Cooper was.
Right.
And that to me seems like it's real time, that the giant there's no concept of time where he is,
Mm-hmm.
or we can't tell what time it is there.
Right.
And yeah, I completely saw that as he was bringing her back to fight something. He needed her back, and that's when he decided to do it. I don't think it was the
But
birth of
why?
her,
But
or
why is he deciding to do it from footage from the 1940s? I don't understand this theory. Then
I don't know. We don't know if
because
I
the
mean,
implication we get is that because of this disruption in the between the two worlds,
mhm.
that the giant creates an image of Laura to send to Earth to battle whatever darkness is coming now to the planet.
Mhm.
That's what
Mhm.
I get from it.
It seems that way,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm just thinking, like, if the frog moth has anything to do with that, and like people have thought that this was the birth of Bob, and it was the birth of Laura, and the frog moth, it could be Laura or it could be Bob or something like that. And maybe this young girl is Sarah, or the boy is Leland or something like that. It doesn't make sense. Even for being 56, it still doesn't really, to me, it didn't really add up.
Why had people screaming at me saying they can't be Sarah and Leland? They're Hispanic and they're in New Mexico.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm usually wrong about everything, but that was my initial gut. As soon as I saw that ball, I saw it as him, that he was bringing her back.
Okay.
And that's why they would have used that picture, because that's who she was when she died.
Okay.
And that's how we know her.
Okay. All right. See, that makes sense to me, because I was thinking, how on earth did this girl's homecoming picture travel the galaxies and predict her birth?
Well, yeah, if they're going to do a birth, then show a baby picture or something younger, or.
But we wouldn't know that was Laura.
Never, ever.
Right.
But again, Cooper was sitting on that couch, and Senorita Dido, she's actually dressed more like she's in the 1910s or 20s than anything,
Right.
not the 40s. So, and he looks like he's wearing or those like cigar robes or something like that.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if he was her butler or something. Yeah. Although people have contacted me to let me know that Senorita Dido, if you anagram it, comes out to be ordained it so.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I already told you my anagram thing. I can't do the anagrams, but that's interesting.
Well, something else that's really interesting is that Club Silencio is in this place.
Yeah. Yeah, right. I love that.
Yeah, I mean,
and that was something too that I found interesting, is that they're making the sounds of it being backwards and him walking backwards, but it doesn't look like the scene is actually shot backwards. And that's the first time they've done that. Like, he's not walking downstairs backwards right now.
There is some sort of weird movement to him, though.
Well, I just think that's because he's getting older. But
I don't know.
I don't know.
And
then this funnel thing is in every single room here too.
Right.
The black funnel, it's everywhere. It's in every single room.
Right.
I thought that was kind of interesting.
I also think that these the sounds of this like records kind of scratching that we hear throughout the episode, especially when like the woodsmen are around.
Yeah.
I don't know whether it's like fire and kind of records kind of scratching, or whether that's the sounds of the bug legs crawling.
What?
Yeah. So see, I wish that lady with the blue hair from Mulholland Drive was sitting up there going,
oh my gosh.
Silencio.
Yeah, talk about a scary scene. That scene still scares me when I watch Mulholland Drive. It's so eerie when when the Rebecca Del Rey passes out. Oh, it's beautiful though.
Yeah, I also love the Laura Palmer and Ronette lookalike in the audience.
Yeah, I know, it's so funny.
Yeah, so he's looking at this footage, and it's amazing that they have like, expert camera people that photograph this for him. But yeah, I'm kidding. I love the fact that it freezes on Bob's picture, and he's like, "I know what to do. Levitate."
Yeah.
It is time to bring Laura into consciousness.
And that's what's so beautiful about this episode. You literally from second to second have no idea what is going to happen. He walks closer to the screen. Okay. Oh, okay. Now he's in the air. And then you flash away, and now he's like completely laying down. Like, it's just, you never know what you're going to get here. It's amazing.
Exactly. And when Frank Silva accidentally ended up in that mirror shot when Sarah Palmer jumped up in the pilot and screamed, who would have thought that, 25 plus years later, they were going to be taking images of him and using them in a new series?
Yeah. So who do you think Senorita Dido is? I think she's fantastic. Her Instagram is so cute. She's adorable. Who do you think she is?
I have no idea. And honestly, I don't even. Honestly, I don't even care.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there's so many. We've met so many characters from these lodges that I kind of take them all as a piece.
Yeah.
But if I walked in and saw Carol floating in the air like that, I'd be like, how'd you do that, man?
Yeah.
Right.
The
And so,
spotlight follows her.
right. Who's manning that spotlight? These are the questions I want to know, Lynch. So again, we get this gold. A lot of gold coming out of people's heads in this series.
Yeah. So that to me, it was like he's giving her, or he's giving, well, yeah, he's giving Laura like his essence, his strength. That there's a piece of him that he's creating her, or bringing her back, or whatever it is that he's doing, out of him, because he's the strong one. He's the best of the bunch that can defeat whatever's going on.
And remember, when he showed up to see Agent Cooper in the second episode of season 2, he actually kind of had a gold light go right towards Cooper laying in bed. And so this is something that has been in the works for a while. It's interesting.
What was your,
well, obviously,
what was your reaction?
Look at the light right here is definitely like, you know, the internal organs of female reproductive system here with the, it's almost, it's like, yeah. I'm trying to figure out if Laura's screaming in the Black Lodge and getting flown out of there, if that's not like her being reborn or something.
I have no idea.
Well,
and that's
how can
I
we?
don't well, exactly. But I didn't like the way that she was extracted, or whatever it was that happened to her in that episode. Seeing her be pulled out so violently, I was like, just leave her alone. She's been through enough.
It reminded me of season 5 of Vampire Diaries, when people would just start screaming and then fly away.
Oh, so awful.
I was like, is Lynch watching season 5 Vampire Diaries when they were writing this? It's like, I know what we can do. We can have that Catherine moment in the church. We'll put it in the Black Lodge. Okay. So here comes Glenda the Good Witch.
Yeah.
And it is, because it's Cheryl Lee.
Yeah, right.
I wish they had like CGI Cheryl Lee in there. But honestly, I get why they showed us the homecoming picture, because obviously it's it's the staple picture. But I wish they had maybe used another picture of Cheryl Lee when she was a kid or something, because we would have known it was her. But again, maybe this will play in later as to why they use this picture. I'm just saying, initially when I first saw this, I was like, really? This one picture that some fool that was hired by the high school to take for the the homecoming queen picture. His copyright is going across the galaxies.
Yeah, right.
His senior read Dido is he should have gotten Dido to play this part. That would have been epic.
Yeah. Where's she now anyway?
I have no idea. But yeah, and then obviously they send it up to this like weird tubing. And it's gonna shoot it into the ether, like Superman. Yeah, I've had people say to me, yeah, Bob's the devil, the giant's God, and Laura's Jesus. She's being sent to Earth to save mankind. And that's the way Lynch looks at Laura Palmer, so it's not too far out there.
Well, he is completely obsessed with her. But we reap the benefit of that, because we have, like, when I rewatched the series before this started, I just found that Twin Peaks is more interesting when the world revolves around Laura. When there's nothing going on with her, when Ben's going crazy and James and Evelyn and stuff, as much as I like all that stuff, the characters themselves, they seem to have greater purpose and more interesting. I don't know. They're just more watchable when the world, when their world revolves around Laura or anything to do with her. So I'm glad that she's a part of this still, but I wish she was in it more. Let's hurry up and get to those scenes.
Okay, so here we are. It's 1945, and now we tick forward, which is kind of funny that they would just tick the clock forward like this.
Yeah.
August 5th, New Mexico desert. And then we get one of these eggs, which hatches one of these frog moths that David Lynch mentions in his cooking quinoa video. So obviously this has been percolating in his mind for a while. So we're to the third part or third section of this episode. The first section, of course, is the doppelganger and the 9 Inch Nails and the Ray stuff. The second act is the atom bomb with the convenience store, and then obviously where the giant is. The third is here, and that is with the woodsman and the egg hatching and the frog moth and the boy and girl that we spend a significant amount of time with. I don't know. I mean, I guess I could say that I feel like they are important characters, but then you'd have to say, well, is Sam and Tracy an important character, or were they just disposable people for us to learn that there was something in this box?
Yeah, exactly. You can't discredit anybody in this show because you never know when they're going to come back.
Right. What do you think of this?
It is disgusting.
This animation of this frog moth.
The animation's amazing. Every scene of this episode is stunning, but that is one creepy looking thing.
I do find it's interesting that it would take years to be hatched. You know, you would think that it was already kind of fully formed when it was.
Oh, is that with the ticking time? Oh, I didn't even catch that. Is there any, is August 5th, 56 like a significant date either?
It probably is, but on the top of my mind, I don't know. So here, the third section of this episode is sort of Lynch's ode to B-movie horror films of the 50s. In many ways, while this is a still very surrealistic, it's the most straightforward section of the whole episode. Again, we got another coin reference. There's coins through this whole series as well. We have her rubbing Lincoln's head, and of course, the woodsman is a Abraham Lincoln impersonator.
Right? Yeah, I saw that. That's funny.
So it's just weird connections, like Gordon Cole has that atom bomb blast picture behind him in his office, and then obviously this happens here. Gordon says to Albert that he stopped smoking, and this guy keeps saying "got a light."
Yeah.
So there's just lots of what's a throwaway line in one moment in one episode is a highlight in another. So the woodsman comes out from, I don't know, the sky, and this other guy appears out of nowhere. So obviously these woodsmen can kind of come and go. What do you think of these guys? Are these the Dugpas? Your silence is amazing.
Yeah, I have no idea. They are creepy is what they are. Yeah, I don't know. It seems like is the guy that floated out of the sky, is he the one from the jail? Do you think that we've seen the jail one yet?
No, not in this section.
Okay.
But look at the way he comes to the car. It's like it's Night of the Living Dead or something.
Oh yeah, super freaky. But I love it when he slows down, screams, or it's way more effective and creepy that way.
Right. And he just keeps saying, "Got a light, got a light," and this couple manages to escape his clutches, but other people not so much.
And yeah, I love the jokes of like, what would have happened if someone just gave him a light? I actually want to know that too. Like, really, what would have happened? Is he putting them in a trance? Is he trying to like, I don't know what he's doing. But it takes him takes that guy a long time to drive off from him.
Right. Yeah, well, obviously he's seeking out some sort of radio station or something eventually. But again, this couple, they remind me a little bit of Sam and Tracy. It's like here we are with this other young couple, and they kind of kiss, and again, this idea of fear and love opening the doors.
Mm-hmm. This was such a Jeffrey and Sandy scene to me.
Right.
Because they're just so sweet.
Oh yeah.
Before all hell breaks loose.
And and while Lynch loves doing all the crazy stuff, he also loves doing simple stuff like this. It's like in Blue Velvet. People think that when that movie came out that he was mocking Sandy, talking about the Robins coming to Earth and saving everybody, bringing peace and love to the Earth. And it's like, no, he feels that way too. he's not mocking it. That's how he truly feels.
Yeah. He's a different man, that David Lynch.
So some people have thought, is this the log lady? Is this, Leland and Sarah? I mean, because obviously, the black and white, in a way, at least when I first saw it, I didn't even notice any ethnicity. I was just I just looked at it as a some boy and girl. But because I was thinking, are we going to get the flashback of Leland getting possessed by Bob, or are we going to just infer that what happens to this girl in the episode is probably what happened to him? I mean, we won't know until we see other episodes, but I'm just curious.
Well, exactly. Yeah, and they've never talked at all about how it actually happened. He just came inside him and flicked matches at him beforehand. There was no mention of frog moths.
But Mike does tell Cooper in the series, do you understand the parasite? When he's talking
Where does
about
he say that?
When they're interrogating Mike with Gordon and Harry.
Oh.
And they're talking about the nature of Bob, and he says, do you understand the parasite? And a lot of this stuff with the atom bomb and then the bugs, this was supposed to be a part of Fire Walk with Me. Maybe not the way it was written and filmed here, but that would have been an element of Fire Walk with Me in its original draft. Not in the final shooting draft, but in the original concept draft.
Okay, so that's not in the script though, right?
It's not in the screenplay, but it right. Now this radio station KPJK was I believe a TV station in an X-Files episode. And of course at the diner there's a reference to Riverdale.
Pops.
Yeah, and which is a show that Major Amick is on as well.
Which is really good, actually. I really like Riverdale. It's pretty interesting.
But again, we're seeing like a girl's bedroom, a diner, a mechanic. These are scenes that or locales that we see in Twin Peaks. So even though this is New Mexico, it's still giving us that parallel to the Twin Peaks world, much like the Deer Meadows section was the kind of the contrast to that.
Right.
So everybody is like slow motion from his point of view. And again, that matches with the lodge's, uh, you know, whenever we see things from the lodge's point of view, everybody's slowed down. But I wonder from her point of view, not that it's going faster, but it's definitely normal speed. See how it's kind of like shaking? She's like, ah.
Right.
So and
Yeah.
much like the way Sam and Tracy got their faces eaten off.
I'm really glad this scene is in black and white.
Right.
Because the Sam and Tracy one was pretty brutal. And it's still just really effective to have the gore as being like black tar, but not actually showing all the blood.
So he like grabs this guy's head for the longest time. And it's almost like he is channeling this guy's like radio personality in order to throw out this kind of mantra that he says over and over again. And someone contacted me the other day. I talked about it on the Twin Peaks Thaw of the Day video from yesterday, that this reminded him in a way of what Wyndham Earle says to Annie Blackburn before she went to the Black Lodge, which was sort of a creepy sentence mantra type of thing that put her under a spell that allowed him to walk her into the Black Lodge. So the fact that he keeps repeating these lines until everyone goes to sleep and she just lays down and allows the bug to enter. But do you think this girl is the only one where this is happening, or do you think there's eggs all over the place hatching and going into victims?
I have no idea. The only thing I noticed was that they showed two people just passing out, and the girl's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go to bed." That she just willingly went to sleep. It didn't affect her like that, but it could obviously be for a reason, because she was about ready to eat a frog moth. So, but
yeah, and much like Laura Palmer, this frog moth climbs in through the girl's bedroom window, and like Bob.
Yeah.
So, I am in to assume this is Bob, correct?
I say no. I think it's too ridiculous to think that this is Bob. But again, I'm usually always wrong. What do you think it is? Do you think it's Bob?
I think it probably.
Are there millions of Bobs all over the place?
No, I think he was in one, and this is the one that hatched. And somehow, I mean, I've had some people tell me, no, they think this is Laura. And this is Sarah, and Laura is climbing into Sarah's body waiting to be birthed later in life. I just don't think that Lynch would turn Laura Palmer into a frog moth.
No. If he's going to show her in a beautiful golden orb, he's not. He loves her too much. And oh my gosh, when it jumps into the thing, it's so gross.
Yeah.
The animation's great.
Yeah.
This girl looks like Natalie Portman when she was younger. So she reminds me of.
Yeah. Come on, Leon, let's get some milk.
Oh. It's one of I love that movie.
So yeah, they keep saying these two sentences, over and over again. This is the water, this is the well, drink full, as it's climbing into her mouth, and descend. The horse is the white of the eyes, which of course, what does that make you think of? The white horse we see all the time in the Palmer's house.
Mm-hmm.
So
obviously, when you watch everything, your brain just keeps going over everything over and over and over again. But we have no idea. But it's fun to watch and guess.
Yeah, but again, he stops after the bug has gone in her mouth.
Yeah.
So he knows that it's time to move on and crush this guy's head. Now, I will say, for Lynch is someone who doesn't really tell people anything about anything. But when someone pressed him about the woodsman we see in the jail cell in the first couple episodes of this new series, he did say, yeah, well, you're going to be seeing a lot of that guy.
Oh, I don't think I ever heard that.
Yeah, so we are definitely getting a lot of those guys. And I got to just say this. Okay, come on, Lynch. Ever since Blue Velvet, or maybe Dune, I don't know, but as far as I know, Blue Velvet, there's been like just horrible head wounds in so many of his movies.
Yeah, even just the Fire Walk with Me one is disgusting too.
Oh yeah,
She
and
like
then
kind of bounces it around a little bit.
yeah, and then Wild at Heart, Bobby Prue blows his
Oh,
head off, and yeah,
yeah.
so
And even Sherilyn Fenn when she's like the
oh yeah,
girl on the side of the road.
right. So he walks off into the distance, and then we hear the horse. And that's such a creepy way to end it. With credits start rolling, starring Kyle MacLachlan, and it's like, really? Did this really star Kyle MacLachlan? But okay. I can only imagine Kyle's face watching this episode going, okay, I read this, but oh my goodness.
Yeah. And they still put "the" in quotations next to Nine Inch Nails in the credits.
Well, yeah, because I don't think it's Nine
funny.
Inch Nails playing at the Roadhouse. It's the Nine
Yeah.
Inch Nails. So, because that explains how a band that plays 2 or 3 cities per year would pick Twin Peaks as one of their stops. But again, returning to this young girl, it's either saying that this girl is going to play a role, or her, who she is will play a factor later in the series, or this is just saying this is the beginning of what happens in the rest of the series.
Mm-hmm.
This is the birth of it all. And is this, if it's not the good Dale that wakes up in the doppelganger's body when he sits up, right? Then this is the first episode in the entire series, 1, 2, and 3, where Dale Cooper does not appear.
That's true.
Yeah. You okay?
I'm coughing.
You're coughing too.
Yeah.
All right. So, all right, let's go to the chat for a few minutes here. Let's see here. Sarah says Joy Nash as Senorita Dido. Dido did an amazing job. Brought so much depth. You okay?
Yeah.
Don't die live on YouTube, please.
I got my air conditioner on. It's really dry in here now.
Niall says Rancho Rosa has a blast effect on the intro. Let's see here. Dono Motto says Wyndham Earl said the Dugpas were ancient sorcerers who worshipped evil, so they're probably not the woodsmen.
Yeah.
Wilton says he doesn't like the Wyndham Earl bit. It's beyond goofy. Oh, it's a shame. Gustav says it's not Leela and Sarah. It's Ed and Nadine.
Oh, geez.
George says can someone verify this is Leland and Sarah's beginnings? Pineapple Squid says the penny is Laura.
Oh, jeez.
Stephanie says Nadine has superhuman strength. Could be due to swallowing a bug as a young girl. Let's see here. Let's see. Donna says the mantra is creepy enough to rival the Fire Walk With Me poem. Mm-hmm. Do you think so?
Yeah, I do actually. any type of poem in this whole series has just always turned out to be bad news. So yeah, it's all creepy. Everything's so well written that it turns out creepy.
Wayne 1967 says, "Can't wait for episode 9. I hope it's a whole hour of invasion of the frog moth possessed people."
Jeez.
You may get your wish.
Yeah.
George says the woodsman's eyes in the jail cell were very white from part 2.
And when he's just in the studio now killing that guy, you see kind of a side shot of him, and his eyes are like they're blinding white. So
right. George says this feels like a mid-season finale. Feels like forever when this episode is aired. Yes, it does. A lot has happened in this 2 weeks, not just in terms of this show.
Yeah.
Dano says, does Dido's affection for Laura confirm the giant is benevolent? How do you say that word? Benevolent. That's it. What do you think?
I don't think I understand the question.
Is he obviously he's choosing which side he belongs to?
We've always known that, haven't we?
Yeah, but
kind of.
Mike tells Cooper the giant is known to us, but he's not like really one of them.
Yeah.
So,
but he does appear in the waiting room too. So I don't know.
Yeah. Well, or could that be his doppelganger? I don't know.
Yeah. Right.
Well, I mean, one thing that's been going around is if that was the creation of Laura. If it was, then does that mean Madeline Ferguson is a manufactured person? Because how can you have somebody who looks identical to her if she was brought to life from another galaxy?
Yeah.
So Scooby D says, I waited for this watch along to rewatch this episode for the second time. I needed company and the lights on. It scared the crap out of me. Lubis says, any predictions on other episodes based on the titles? I don't think you can predict what, this is the chair, Laura is the one. Was it there's fire where you're going? I do know. Did you hear the Comic-Con presentation? What they're going to be doing?
Aren't they showing? They're showing an episode at night or something.
They're showing
on Friday night.
They're showing episode 11 2 days before anybody else sees it. So stay off the internet.
Stay off the internet.
Yes. Although it will be cool because I'm pretty sure that the Twin Peaks panel will be streamed to YouTube. So you'll at least be able to see the hour-long discussion of them sitting at a table, not answering a single question.
Saying nothing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Right.
Yeah, the new title that was released the other day for 13 talks about Charlie, like what's this about Charlie or whatever.
Right.
Who's Charlie?
Well, I mean, these episodes are named after just random lines in many places. Stephanie says they never even had a memorial for Madeline Ferguson. It's almost like she didn't exist. Yeah. They didn't just they just sent her body back to Missoula. Well, I mean, it was so sad to see like her hand in Leland's golf bag.
Yeah, and he's just stuffing it in there.
Yeah.
Rude.
Oh my, Leland. What kind of human being were you?
I hope we get more Ray Wise too, because I love his face.
Listen, after all this promotion he did for bringing this show back for years, if he just shows up for 1 second to say, "Fine, Laura," that's it. Thanks, Lynch.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah. All right. So, Mandy, any closing thoughts before we wrap this up for tonight?
No, I'm just glad we finally got to do this, and I love this episode. I love every episode, but I really like this one too. It's you get something different out of it every time you watch it. So I'm excited for Sunday.
I think a lot of people are.
Yeah.
Episode 9. This is the chair. Is this gonna be where we find out about Linda?
Linda.
That's
I hope
my
so.
that's my prediction, considering that they brought up the fact that she needed a electric wheelchair.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to know, where is Big Ed? I don't know, because we saw him in the trailer.
And Sarah in the grocery store. We haven't seen that either.
True.
And Andy with bringing the picnic basket out of his car. Which, didn't you say you thought that was
It looked like the
that he was gonna see when he was gonna see what's his name, Jerry come stumbling out of the woods or something.
No. When he's with the wheelchair and the basket, it looks like the same station wagon used for the Meals on Wheels in Fire Walk with Me.
Oh, right.
Yeah, Lewis says, I watched the trailer again, and there's still 2 or 3 pieces we haven't seen, like Ed or Mr. C in the car. If that is Mr. C, it might be Cooper, but I could see Mr. C realizing he's in some deep doo-doo with Senorita Dido and has to get back to Twin Peaks and fool people to get some information, or he gets the information from Ray and has to he's there pursuing the Black Lodge to maybe nuke it. Because I've heard some people think that, or say that they think this is going to be bookended with another atom bomb blast. I don't know if that's true or not.
Like in present day, then?
Perhaps.
They're just going to blow up Twin Peaks like Sunnydale?
Yes, there's a hellmouth underneath it.
Yeah.
And we just see the Double R Diner and the Salish Lodge just collapse into it.
Yeah.
Yes. So, no, I can't wait to see what's going to happen. So yeah, this is going to be interesting, guys. We haven't had to do videos in this new way since, before the show went on hiatus here for these 2 weeks. So this is going to be interesting. I don't know how we're going to be doing the instant reaction videos, but we're going to do our best to get as much content to you as soon as possible. So make sure you subscribe to the main channel. You can subscribe to this channel as well that we're posting on, but this is merely a means to an end right now with the live stream not working on the main channel. So yes, obviously, if you are subscribed to this channel we're currently on, you'll be updated about any live streams we're going to be doing. But the main channel is where the videos will be posted and housed. So George says, I love the mystery in finding this link. Not quite a mystery, George. I just sent it to the main channel. Like, hey, want something to do tonight? Go to this link. So yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait for Sunday. I'm very excited. George says, really love your channel. We are with you. I'm with you as well. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching. Mandy, it's been so sad these last 2 weeks, but we're gonna get we're gonna get through it. We're gonna get through it.
Yep.
Somehow.
Absolutely.
Somehow we're gonna get through it. Do you hear those sirens? I have like these sirens.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like
that's at your place.
Yeah, it's at my house outside. Well, it's not outside my house, but it's somewhere out there. I feel like Donna Hayward right now. James, those are sirens.
Oh, Donna.
I want to know about Donna. I don't want to hear that she died on the back of James's bike or something.
Yeah, no, I want to know about Donna too. And there's so many people that we've been introduced to, and I was thinking one of Charlotte's friends at the table when that scene with Richard Horn, I think her name's Jane Levy. She's had her own show and stuff like that. She didn't even say a word. So why are they bringing in these people and then they just abandon them for like 7 episodes? So,
and what was that girl's name? I can't remember but she got tons and tons of press for this new series, and she's been in
Amy Shields?
Yeah, and she's been in one scene as a background player
with no dialogue.
With no dialogue, and yet
Yeah.
she got like 45 articles written about her for being in this new series.
And everybody was saying that she was like, she's going to be in like every single episode of the show. And I'm like, okay, great. And so, waiting, and nope, that's it. That's all we get.
Yeah, her biggest role so far is the audio book.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's so funny.
So, all right, guys, we're gonna wrap this up. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Mandy, thank you for joining me. This was a video I've been wanting to do for a while, but I was hoping the channel was going to come back by the time we did it. But so far, no luck. But still wanted to get it done before episode 9 hit. So
yeah,
I appreciate you spending your Friday night with me and talking this scary episode. And I think crucial episode that people are going to be talking about for years to come.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, all right, guys, thank you again for everything. Make sure to like these videos and share them once they're up on the main channel, and subscribe to the main channel. Again, doing my best with YouTube. Obviously, the more subscribers this channel has, the more voice these that we have here. So please keep subscribing to the channel and keep supporting us. I really appreciate it. And I will have another Twin Peaks thought of the day for you tomorrow. I think you're gonna really like it. And then Sunday we will be back in some way, in some form, with the instant reaction video immediately following the episode. So stay tuned on the main channel for that. So thank you again. Happy Friday, everybody. We'll see you soon. Take care.